Thank you for attending MCN 2020 virtual. It was our, as you know, our first virtual conference ever. And yeah, we made it. I've heard there was a couple of little snafus here and there, but nothing bad. I can tell you that hundreds of hours and from so many people were poured into the organization of this event. So thank you for the 788 of you who put your trust in us and attended this conference for 6 days, over 6 days and 2 weeks. We really didn't know, we were freaking out, to be honest with you, like a few days prior to the event. There must have been like 400 people registered, and Matt and Yvonne were like, are they going to come? Are they going to come? And they did. So thank you for being here. We do have, oh, and I wanted to say, like, a lot of people, obviously, one of the beauties of or upside of virtual events is, well, you don't have to travel, and we were able to obviously not charge the standard registration price. And we have people from Italy, we had people from a lot of Europeans, you know, people from all over that, and people whose first time this conference was, and I think because it was accessible virtually. So really welcome to all of, and thank you for taking a chance to attend the conference for the first time. I hope we didn't disappoint. So we've got a lot of messages this week on various platforms, and when am I going to be able to get the recorded session of? And I said after the conference. Well, look at that. You have Anna Chiaretta Labatelli to thank for that. For those of you who don't know her, she's a digital strategist, and I cannot thank her enough because really this conference is kind of like your brainchild, Anna, and we couldn't have done it without you. So really thank you. So this beautiful is a showcase. So it's a private space on Vimeo, and it is password protected for attendees only. And it will be shared with you, I think, in the chat as well. And so how did we do? We're going to be sharing this SurveyMonkey link with you all so that you can give us your feedback. It's really important, and we've made it much shorter than in previous years. So please make sure to take a few moments to give us your feedback. It's really important. Thanks.
Thanks. I'd like to welcome everyone to our closing session. I'm Yvonne Lee. I use she, her pronouns. I am a beige-colored, cisgendered woman of East Asian descent. I've got shoulder-length black hair. I'm wearing a dark yellow sweater, and I'm seated in my dining room, which has been converted into my office ever since we got our remote work safer at home order here in California. So I'm logging on from the unceded territory of the Gabrielino and Tongva tribe in an area known as Hahamongna, or Pasadena, California. I want to recognize the obligation and commitment that we need to continue to make in our land acknowledgements. We're stretched across not only North America, but also around the world this year. And I urge everyone who's logging in to take direct action to support Indigenous rights and culture, no matter where you're logging on from. I encourage you to think about who has been forcibly removed from the land that you currently inhabit, how you benefit from the resources that were once cultivated by other Indigenous persons, and to recognize where the descendants of these groups now reside and thrive in spite of the violence that's been committed upon them. So with that, in my incoming role as MCN Vice President, I want to thank our conference sponsors who are listed here. And I want to give special thanks to Microsoft, our registration fund sponsor, and Axial, our Ignite sponsor. Next slide, please. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the incredible volunteers working to answer your questions, keeping an eye on Slack, keeping an eye on the chat, keeping an eye on Twitter and everything else, and answering not just the tech questions, but other issues as well. Next slide, thanks. Also this year, the conference program co-chairs and committee faced an especially daunting challenge with the COVID-19 pandemic, a mainstream racial reckoning here in the United States, mass layoffs and furloughs, parents and guardians taking on the education of minors, their children, the American election, and just the general upending of so much of our day-to-day lives. So it's truly remarkable that these individuals got together and thought really deeply about what a timely, critical, and relevant program would be in this climate. And to them, we offer our most profound thanks for putting together an amazing program. So thank you.
Yeah, kudos to that, absolutely.
I would also like to acknowledge our SIG, or Special Interest Group chairs, a few of whom will be stepping down this year. SIG chairs are elected positions, and the call for nominations is coming up in December. So please reach out to us if you're interested in the role, and if you are currently a SIG member, please remember to cast your votes to elect candidates for this truly vital role in our community. I would also like to personally thank our Diversity, Equity, Accessibility, and Inclusion Advisory Board members this year. Thank you for all of your work and energy in guiding the board in a number of projects and initiatives this year. Thank you. And finally, I would like to thank the MCN staff and the board of directors. This year, we're giving special thanks for those that are outgoing board members, and that includes Matt, Samantha, Kier, Susan, and Desi. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Eric.
Thank you, Yvonne. And yeah, and also 2020 was kind of an ironic or paradoxical year for MCN. As I mentioned before, we started with being really concerned about our finances, and we were very grateful to the Knight Foundation for having funded our Big Vision project that's going to allow us to really turn this organization into a fully, online portal for the community. And in moments, Mitch is going to say a few words about that, and to the Crest Foundation as well for funding our scholarship program this year. And these are fabulous scholars. I think there's 11 of them. And if you don't know, we redesigned the scholarship program this year kind of on the fly. It was probably around March, April time frame. Because in years past, Crest Foundation would cover for the travel costs of attendees, of the scholars. Obviously, there was no travel this year. So what they did was research in their own specific areas of digital practice. And those papers are being peer reviewed as we speak, and they will be published in a kind of a digital book, which we'll call like What's Emerging in the Field. So, and I just want to say thank you to Isabel Sands and Jessica Broad-Frank, our co-chair and coordinators on the scholarship committee, who helped, as well as Andrea Ledesma and Beth Bulwark, to review those papers. So thank you, and thank you to you scholars. I hope that the experience was a good one. Just a last quick plug, the mentorship program, a huge thanks to Laura Hoffman and Ryan King, who have been leading this program over the year. And mentorship applications are accepted through December 4th. So mcn.edu/resources/mentorship. Make sure you apply. Now, what's in store for you? Mitch.
Yep, thanks, Eric. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mitch Sava, and my pronouns are he, him. I am a white, middle-aged, although in the last session I attended, it was reframed as awesome-aged, and I'm going to steal that one for the future. I'm a white, awesome-aged, cis male of Italian and Ashkenazi Jewish descent. I have dark hair that's got a purple tinge in it right now, and I have a pandemic beard with gray. I'm rocking my purple MCN 50 t-shirt, and I'm in my home office right now that has a fireplace in the background and lots of little tchotchkes for my kids on the mantle. My day job is as the VP of Innovation and Engagement with the Museum of Life and Science in Durham, North Carolina, which sits on the ancestral lands of the Occaneechi band of the Saponi tribe. So thank you, Eric, for kind of passing that off. And as you may have seen in some of our emails and various other Slack messages, we gave a little teaser that kind of we're seeing 2021 as a big year for us. But what does that mean? First, I want to give a shout out to Coven, who I think had it right when he authored the tagline to our Ignite, the Spotify playlist for our Ignite evening. You'll kind of see there, the hashtag MCN 2020 is made of people. So I want to thank him for that, not just for the sci-fi inspiration, because I dig that, but also because MCN is indeed made of people. It's not just words on the screen. That really is who we are. It's right in our name, MCN. N is for network. MCN is the community, and the community is MCN. I'm sure Eric wished he had a big, beautiful headquarters somewhere with a giant, bustling staff waiting on him hand and foot, but he doesn't. He doesn't have that.
I do have a fabulous space, though.
I know, you do have a beautiful space there. But those of us on this call, those of our friends, our colleagues, we are MCN, we are the community. So go on to the next one. So if I didn't know that before this year's conference, I certainly know it now. I mean, this, I think, was one of the major messages, kind of unwritten messages, but for me that I really felt in all of the sessions and all of the engagement that I've had with all of you. Membership is at the heart of MCN. So go ahead and click again. So what does that mean? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for next year? Well, first of all, we really want to double down. We really want to double down on this notion of membership and community, focused on more connections. So first of all, want to make it clear that everyone is a member of the MCN community. The core elements that enable all of us to connect with one another, the website, email and newsletters, MCNL, and most importantly, as we have experienced this week, Slack, which is, I think, just taken off to a whole new level. All of that is available to everyone. For the price of your email address, which we have to ask just so that we can keep in contact with you, you are part of this community, and we truly, truly, truly want to make that as open and inclusive as humanly possible. But we're going beyond that. So click again, if you don't mind. So as Eric mentioned, we received what we're really calling a transformative grant from the Knight Foundation this past year. And thanks to that Knight Foundation, it's not just about creating something, although that's important, and I'll mention that, but it's really allowing us to take this notion of membership and community to a new level by creating this membership portal. So we're gonna finally, after years and years of dreaming and scheming, going to have a proper digital asset, digital resource that will consolidate all of our various assets and capabilities all kind of in one place for our members. But in addition, their support, go ahead and click again, is allowing us to lower the price of our individual membership. So again, everyone is part of the MCN community, but we do need to generate some funds to keep the operation running. And thankfully, the Knight Foundation really heard our call again to really help us in our vision to lower the barriers to entry and again, broaden participation as much as possible. So for $20 less than it used to, we were able to take the cost of a normal individual membership down to $70. And in addition to that, we're also introducing, thanks to, again, a lot of feedback, a lot of input from all of you, a $30 student membership and a new reduced rate membership, the details of which we're still working out, and we'll let you know more kind of when we're ready to launch that in the new year. So again, real strong focus on accessibility of the community, of the membership to each other. Thanks to these sorts of big interventions. And also a big thanks to you for helping us get there. And so to that end, one more thing that we're also doing is everybody who's currently a member, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We genuinely appreciate it for you, again, as I said earlier, because that's part of what helps keep the machine running. That's also part of how we're able to communicate to funders the value that we're able to deliver to the network, that we're able to create. It enables us to really demonstrate how all of you are connecting with one another and supporting one another. So for all of you who are currently members right now or by the end of 2020, in addition to everything I just mentioned, we're also going to have a 50% kind of reduced rate for renewal. So for $35, you'll also have a membership, your MCN membership, taking you all the way through 2022. So anyway, 2020, I should say, behind us, ending with a phenomenal conference and a phenomenal event. Thank you to everybody that was mentioned earlier as well. Thanks to all of you who've attended and participated. It's been magnificent for me to be part of that. But we're also really looking forward to a phenomenal 2021 with a really strong enhanced view of membership and community and engaging all of you like never before. So thanks again. And Eric, I'll pass it back to you if you want to give a...
Yeah, sure. And see you in 2021, wherever that may be, meaning that it could be in person, it could be virtual again, it could be a hybrid of both. We don't know yet, but we'll see you in 2021 for sure. If we made it in 2020, there will be an MCN 2021. Thank you, everyone. Really great conference. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.